your risk-taking mindset, how was it developed, and how has it influenced your journey as an entrepreneur?
The relationship with risk is something I can talk about all day. Because, look, man, humans, we are risk averse. We think
Yes.
we want to avoid risk in every way possible. But it's only by actually understanding that there is nothing in life without risk. If you drive your car somewhere, if you take a plane ride, everything has risk inherent into it. So there is no avoiding risk. And you know what? There is one inevitable end to this life, which we're all going to die at
Yeah,
some
it's going to happen. Yeah.
so you can't avoid the risk forever.
Yeah.
So then knowing that, how do you choose to live? You want to stay hidden behind the wall thinking I'm avoiding risk? We're all going to die at the end. Then you might as well take life on and live the biggest, the most adventurous life that you can. So you can take that perspective into every aspect. Finances, you think, oh, I'll keep my money in the bank and get a predictable 2% interest on it. But that's risk-free. But then what you're ignoring or forgetting that money is inflation is at least 4% if you're measuring against the dollar. In most countries, it's a lot higher than that. And on top of the 4% inflation, there's injection of liquidity into the market. The governments are printing money, which devaluing the dollars in your pocket by another 8%. So you have a 12% loss of your purchasing power. So by choosing the risk-free and thinking 2% is not bad, but it's risk-free, you're actually losing 10% of your purchasing power every year. That's huge. The corrosion of the value of your assets. Okay, so you have to go up on the risk curve. You have to go invest in, and to find a way to invest your capital where you can beat this threshold of 12% is not easy. It's quite frustrating how the financial system is built and unfair to people who don't have access to internal trading information, to be in the inner circles where you can generate higher returns than this 12%. So you have to educate yourself financially, and that's a topic of its own, and then go into the risk to do that. So that's in finances. In life in general, it's the quote that I give you. It's understanding that real life starts on the periphery of your comfort zone. If you're doing what you're comfortable with, if you're doing what you've done before, what you know, in fact, it's not only your life will stay the same, but it will shrink. Because as you grow older, your eyesight is not the same, but different aspects are not the same. You're losing parts of life. If you don't push your boundaries to put yourself out there, to take a risk, to try something new, your life is just shrinking and you live in a corner of the possibility of life until you practically have no life. Life only starts when you get to the edges of what's comfortable.
Yes, a very good point. I can see that happening as I'm getting older. And the people around me are getting older, and they are, as you say, shrinking into the corners of their life. It's amazing how you the way you put it like that. Here, let's look at this. As you were discussing just now, delving into finances and investments and inflations, I have a question here that surrounds that. What drives your interest in crypto trading, and what have been your most valuable lessons from this field?
Very good. So that's actually carries over very good from. So I come from a middle-class family, both working parents. We had a comfortable life. But then I've witnessed firsthand how after their retirement that working a full career and working hard and that they should have a comfortable retirement, of how they return to Egypt, their country they care about. They always been patriotic. We traveled in Egypt Air when we for the summer holidays.
Give back.
Yeah, so all their finances are in Egyptian pounds. And then I saw that in the matter of 5-7 years, the Egyptian pound lost 70% of its value, and what should have been a comfortable retirement became a difficult one.
Whoa. Yeah.
So that is an extreme case. It's happening even worse than that in countries like uh, Lebanon, Venezuela, Argentina, a lot of countries where the currency is devalued much faster than that. But then there is countries where it's devalued at a rate that you may not notice, while nowadays everyone is noticing how expensive life is becoming.
Right.
So if we measure at the dollar, and you have to measure first the inflation around 4%, and on top of that, the additional liquidity injection. They call it money printing, liquidative easing. They have all kinds of fancy names, but it's the same thing. They're printing money, they're richer, your money is worth less.
Yes.
And it's such a frustrating aspect. So what happened to my parents was an eye-opener that I need to educate myself financially. I need to be literate in what it means to deal with money, how to handle it, and how to invest it. So I've read all kinds of books from how money works to the intelligent investor, and to start this education. And I started investing in the stock market and trying different investment strategies. And then you quickly learn that the system is almost rigged against you. The big investors have internal insights of what's happening in the market. They have out of market hours trading. They have leverage trading. They have microtransactions. They have AI helping them and macros in the trade. They have every advantage ahead of you. For you as a person trying to invest your personal capital, you only have one thing going for you, and that is time. So you invest and you wait. The more you do, the more you trade, you're putting yourself at risk. So pick the right company and stick with it for a long time.
Yep.
So that's where I started. And then I'm also a technology enthusiast. I've always been
that's right. Yeah.
Following developments in technology, and I see Bitcoin as a solution to the corrupt, broken, debt-based financial system that we have controlling the world. And this was a solution. So I was an early investor in Bitcoin and deeply involved in the whole crypto environment, and that worked well for me.
Excellent. We had a conversation last night where I identified something where I think I was missing the target, missing the boat at, and that was as these things have happened in my life. I don't know if I shared all of them with you guys here, but everyone suffered from the from COVID in 2020. My son lost his kidneys in 2021, which I stopped everything here. And Jesus Christ, again, because of this journey that you put me on, entrepreneurship mindset wise, if you hadn't helped me on this particular path, imagine this. You have a positive career, something devastating happens to you where you have to stop working so you can go focus on your family and do these things. But you have to make this money in order to take care of your wife and your family here. How do you do that, right? So I was in the mindset, again, based off of where I got to be accepting myself as an entrepreneur. I'm not going to be identified by everyone around here knew me as the head of state logistician. I do logistics for world leaders. That's what everyone here says I do. And so because COVID happened, COVID helped this aspect, but because I was in that right frame of mind, I was able to just walk away from all this and just go take care of my son or help my son as best I could. And in doing so, the next year, my mother got cancer. And so having gone through that 10 months journey with my son, being in the right frame of mind where I can just walk away from everything, tightening the belt to realize how much do I really need in order to survive, number one. And I was back at home to at least be there in some capacity for my mother going through cancer, at least be on that side of the world. And then I developed this concept where I'm going to really launch the Eyeballing brand, and I'm not going to chase money. I'm not going to do anything for money. If it's just for a buck, I'm gonna not do it. And I started saying that over and over again. and I wasn't sure if I was blurring the lines between just being too pretentious of not caring about money and only caring about this passion project of mine. And then we had this conversation last night, and you said something about we have to learn we have to change our relationship with money. Mm-hmm. Money's good. Money's a positive thing. It blah blah. It does these things. Share your thoughts on that. On that.
Yeah, I think this is a very important step for everyone to do for themselves, especially if you come from a middle class or lower class family, is that the relationship with money is villainized. You see in all these movies or all this perspective that the rich man is an evil man. You see a rich person, he probably cheats on his wife, or he's a drug dealer, or who's got this money because he's not a good person. This villainization of money is toxic. Money flows like how water flows in a river, and it will only flow in the open direction. If you create for yourself the mindset or I don't want money, or I don't work for money, or I don't care for money, I do my passion. Well, it sounds positive, it sounds noble, but what you're actually doing is telling money, go away from me. I don't want you. Right. And you've condemned yourself to a life with limited finances. And that's such a tough way to kick yourself in the balls. Don't do that for yourself. And I say that to everyone. I had to fix my relationship with money. Money is energy. You have to see it this way. It's an energy that allows you to employ people, to mold life to your direction. It amplifies any endeavor that you want to go through. Having money is a positive thing. And money is the way the universe, the environment rewards you from adding value into the world. You create something of value, you get rewarded for it. Look at the richest people in the world and why they are the richest people in the world. The guy who created Apple gave us iPhones and smartphones, such a huge benefit to the world. He gets billions for that. The guy who's sending rockets to space and single-handedly brought the space age back to the US is the richest man in the world. Makes sense. He added so much value. The world is fair. And that's actually, we see different aspects of how the world is not. The world is fair. You create value, you get rewarded for it. Money is good. It amplifies every endeavor you do from that point on. And as you go into your mindset and review the scripts that's been handed to you throughout your life, fixing your relationship with money is a fundamental one.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad you got that in there. That's a very good point. I'm going to go back and listen to this again and again, because when we had this discussion last night, I took him to Mesa on 51. Shout out to the Marinis group. They've done a fantastic job with that spot up there at Mesa on 51. It's absolutely gorgeous. The best spot in town to view the towers. Amazing. So thank you for that, Aslam. I get this question here as someone who supported others on their entrepreneurship path.